Welcome to Ask the Politician. My name is Kevin Menne. Have you ever wondered who is running for your local election? Are you tired of looking them up, going through the different websites? Some use Facebook, others use LinkedIn and other social media sites. Well, you finally come to the right place. Here on Ask the Politician, we are bringing all the local candidates onto one YouTube channel. But before I forget, please hit that subscribe button. It only works if people subscribe. Once you go to Ask the Politician on YouTube, you can simply type into the search engine 2021 Cincinnati City Council candidates, and like magic, all my interviews with them will appear. You get to see who they are, why they're running, what issues are most important to them, and most important to me, how they intend to fix them. I personally believe that we, the people, want to know exactly who we are voting for and why. So I'm going around talking to as many city council candidates as possible for this upcoming election on November 2nd, 2021. And we are doing this all one YouTube video at a time. With that in mind, I'm so excited for my next guest, Andrew Kennedy. Andrew, welcome to the channel.
Hey, thanks, Kevin. I appreciate it. Good to be here.
I am so happy for today's conversation. I am really looking forward to it, and I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me. So I want to give a little bit of a backdrop here. You're a unique candidate because, and the reason why I say unique candidate is because I started this channel because I didn't want to go through all 35 or 40, whatever, I think it's down to 35 candidates running right now. It was 43. I didn't want to go through all the websites and go from this website to that website to this website. And lo and behold, now I'm going through every website to prepare for all these.
You're doing exactly what you didn't want to do.
Yes, I am. And I'm loving it. I'm having a great time doing it. But I come to Andrew Kennedy's website and I'm like, whoa, I'm going to venture to say that you are an open book because you have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, I would say I am. And a lot of people that have gone to my website say, wow, more than any other candidate, you have everything on there, your views on X, Y, Z. And I'm like, yeah, I feel like my job as a candidate is not to get you to vote for me necessarily. It's to get you to know where I stand. So I took the time to make sure that I put everything down. And so if anyone wants to know where I stand on X, Y, Z issue, they can go on. Because it was funny going and talking to people door to door. A lot of people asked me things that had nothing to do with Cincinnati. They were like, well, what's your stance on abortion? And that was how they were going to vote on me to be in city council, which typically the city council didn't have anything to do with that, but I'd let them know. And then they would say, okay, I'll vote for you, or no, get out of my face. But so I'm like, okay, well, people want to know this stuff. They want to know everything. Well, there you go. So I put it all out there.
When you put it out there, we're going to highlight it, voteforkennedy.org. And if you want to go through his website and see where he stands on what seemingly looks like hundreds of different issues that you have out here, please go to
I have videos and some quick stuff, or if you want to dive in, it's also like a book too. You can go in and do it and read it like a book.
But first, before we dive into what's on your priority list and everything on your website, not everything on your website, some of the things on your website, I want to know, who is Andrew and why are you running for Cincinnati City Council?
Well, thanks, Kevin. And really quick, before I answer that question, I also want to say thanks for all you are doing, because you're providing a fantastic resource for Cincinnatians by creating this channel. It's got to be a lot of work on your part, but you inspire me. So I just want to encourage you and your strong drive to create something informative, something positive, and something impactful for our community by making this channel. And also, I mean, this is a rule. When you have a cute puppy dog, you got to show it on camera. And so this is my dog Ellie. So if you hear her bark, that's her. And also, I am also fostering some kittens, my daughters and my wife. And so the rule is, if you're a politician, you have access to kittens, then you show them on camera. That's what you do. So here's some kittens. And I'm going to give her back to her mom here in a second. But my daughters, Honor and Glory, are very excited about fostering these kittens. And so there you go, viewers. You're welcome. But this one's Cindy Crawford.
There you go.
I love it. But
Awesome.
give it back to their mom there. But yeah. So to answer your question, why am I running for city council? The expectations I have for this city are very high, and I believe you and all members of the community, for that matter, should have high expectations in the leadership at City Hall. You know, over the past 7-8 months or so, I've been speaking to Cincinnatians at parks, at street corners, on front porches, you name it. And as I've been talking to folks, no one ever needed to be convinced that a lot is at stake here and that we need a positive change in City Hall. Because whether you're a Democrat, whether you're a Republican, or you identify with another party or as an independent, Cincinnati voters understand that our city is in trouble when a number of people we've elected have serious corruption charges made against them. When people are becoming worried about furthering their own political careers instead of doing their job and working for the people of Cincinnati, then we have a problem. I never thought I would go into politics, but that was the last straw for me. And I say, don't ever let anyone ever tell you that when government entities begin to fail and let you down, that you, yes, you, everyone watching this too, the people can't turn things around for the better. And I believe that's what's happening. A lot of great people are running for city council. A lot of great people are getting involved. And it's dizzying how many fantastic and quality people we have on the ballot this year. And it's exciting to me, win or lose, that the people themselves can turn things around. And that means us. And I believe in the people of the city, and I believe we're going to make it happen. So, but I hope that answers your question. And furthermore, I'm excited about the chance to work alongside any number of folks that are on the ballot and what's shaping up to be the next generation of City Hall leaders that's going to take shape after our election on November 2nd. There are going to be a lot of new faces in City Hall, and that's wonderful. I hope to be one of those new faces. So I thought I'd offer myself up as an option of integrity, to bring back trust, to offer hope, and to unite this community and to listen. Now, one of the biggest challenges, Kevin, which some have rightfully pointed out during my campaign, is that I have no experience in city government. And those critics would be absolutely right. I don't. But I've been a news reporter. I've loved working in business for the last 14 years. But I don't look at that as a bad thing. I look at it as a positive, to be able to come with a fresh perspective. You know, I certainly don't know all the answers to every problem facing the city. However, I do know that treating people with respect on a daily basis, listening, learning, discovering all kinds of new ideas, building trust, and empowering others to achieve success are the most important things I can do to the servant, as a servant to the people of Cincinnati and as a member of council. But I mean, as a news reporter, I had to deeply be in tune with the communities I've lived in and become an expert very quickly on a wide range of topics, to turn around and dish it back out on TV and other mediums to communicate what's going on to viewers. And furthermore, in business, you have to be lightning fast and respond to the demands of the customer. And by the way, if you ever want to talk like a news reporter, Kevin, all you have to do is end everything you say on a down note. I'm not sure why, but telling a story, we like to pause for dramatic effect and then end everything we say on a down note. but why we do that, I don't know. But
I'm just a guy on YouTube, man. I'm just, I don't know that I want to be in that boat. I'm just your average person, just trying to do something that is positive for the community, and hopefully people get value out of this channel. But I do appreciate you sharing that with us today. But let's dive into
LaCroix. It's LaCroix. It's very good. Product placement. I'm going to give them free advertising. There you go.
Just like I'm giving all the candidates free advertisement.
It's what you're doing. That's why we love you. Thank you.
love me or hate me, we're here. Here we are. So you do start out your website where you have Cincinnati specific issues that you have, and you have priorities here, and you have your top 10 priorities. So I have your website up here, and I'm kind of reading off here. And we go through like corruption, safety, a booming Cincinnati economy, tech, basic services, wasteful spending. You want to address unifying our communities on social issues, redeclaring a war on drugs, which you dove into that quite a bit further down on your website, going green whenever we can, and affordable housing. We are going to start at the top with corruption. Obviously, we have some shenanigans going on down at Cincinnati City Council a year or so ago. Is it really that bad in Cincinnati? And what, if you were to get elected, what would you do to fix it?
Yeah, well, first off, we need to be skeptical of politicians getting involved in these deals and empower and entrust the professionals that work in City Hall, whose job it is to deal with them and who are getting paid through our tax dollars to do so. And if there is some sort of an impasse, then council needs to discuss it openly, transparently, and in the public eye. It's simply the council's role to understand what's happening surrounding those developments and assist the city manager and city development staff in prioritizing, if asked. This so that we can achieve larger initiatives we want to achieve in the city to grow our region. But furthermore, I'll work with council members to come up with a code of conduct so we can hold each other accountable. As a member of council, you can and you should make the proper introductions if needed between developers and all other parties, and then butt out, empower others. This to ensure voters that when projects come before city council, those folks will get a fair hearing that they deserve, not given out as favors, but given out based on what's best overall for the city. And additionally, on raising ethical standards, we all know that, or most of us know that the state legislature already has raised the ethics bar with their solid version of the ethics disclosure process. And AFTAB and both Menne kind of said this is let's pass a nearly identical version of that for city council. Council needs to also have more regular reports on who's given money to campaigns so that red flags will be spotted earlier. And by the way, I want to make sure everyone knows I'm not accepting any money whatsoever from anyone. So I've made the commitment not to accept donations of any kind from anybody, individuals, businesses, developers, organizations, political action committees, etc. First, because I don't like it when politicians ask for money. I hate it. and now that I'm a wannabe politician, I get to be the politician that I would like to vote for. And I don't want to. I hate it when politicians ask for money. And second, and third, and fourth, and fifth, I hate it when politicians ask for money. But instead, my campaign wants to ask folks to give to a Cincinnati-based charity or support local Cincinnati businesses around town. I think it's a novel idea, rarely seen in politics today, and my volunteers and I are proud of that. For me, it's not about money; it's about service to you, and I think that's what we need to do. And with the communication tools available today, I mean, here we are talking on this. I want to prove to people that you can get elected without having to ask for so much money or whatever. I'm lucky that I can create my own website, but anyone can go to one of these web builder sites and figure it out on their own. You know, take a selfie, or everything on our camera these days. You can record a video, say your message, get it out there, post it on your website, and talk to the community. Talk to people like you that are asking questions. Talk to your neighbors. We don't need all this money in politics, and it just makes me sick. So anyway, that's my thing. If you donate to campaigns, good for you. Please don't. I'm not even going to let you donate to mine. I'm just, if you like me, if you like what I'm all about, you can vote for me. Again, my job as a candidate is to let you know where I stand. It's not to get you to vote for me, or it's to let you know and give you all the information you need to help you make the decision when you go in the ballot box. And that's what I wish more politicians would say. So I'm going to say it.
That's awesome. I think that's great that you're doing that. I commend you for that. If you like what Andrew has to say about that, hey, one free way to do it is by sharing it and liking this video. Leave a comment on it. Go to his YouTube channel as well and promote him as well. Because, I think that, aside from just having donations and things like that, you need people in the community to back you in like a free way and to support your channels that you have, support this YouTube channel as well, and give you a lot of likes, give you a lot of comments, positive reinforcement. That always helps build things up. I appreciate you sharing that with me. So talk about
and real quick, I want to let you know, hold that thought, but a lot of people like it because they feel like, sort of like if you sign up for a weightlifting place or whatever, and you want to go lift weights, you've paid money, you're invested, and you feel like you're more a part of that place. And so a lot of people like giving money because then they feel like, yeah, this is my team, or this, and we're all on the same team. Yeah. We're all in this community. We're all in this community together. And here's the other thing, Kevin, I like tension, because just like using the whole weightlifter analogy, our democracy gets stronger with tension, and it's okay if we have disagreements. It's fine as long as we're civil about it. I mean, if you go to North Korea or a place like that, there's no tension. It's everyone's like, yay! And it's terrible, isn't it? So here, yes, let's speak our minds. Let's come together with ideas. And that's why I'm more comfortable in my own skin as an independent. I love Democrats. I love Republicans. I have issues and things on both sides that I love, and issues that I'm like, well, I'm not, but I'm more comfortable in my own skin as an independent. And through that, I feel like I don't have to answer to some sort of party boss, or bow and kiss the ring of a party boss. It's not a political party agenda. It's, hey, I have my own free thinking mind. Let's bring all the evidence to the table that supports this or that, and let's duke it out. And yeah, there's some good points on either side on every issue. Yep. And so as a politician, I've learned, want to be a politician anyway, you just got to be honest, because whether you're this way on an issue, or you're this way on an issue, or you're right in the middle, people are going to call you a fence rider. People are going to hate you if you're ever here. They're going to hate you if you're ever here. But hey, the tension's good. Yep. We gotta duke it out with our words, and that's going to keep us from duking it out with other things. So I love democracy. I love the way our system works. I don't mind tension. I love it. I want to know when I'm wrong, because I'll say things. People on my side have even let me know, you're wrong here, and this is why. And I'm like, that's a good point. But sometimes I feel like if I was in a political party, I would say, no, I am right, and I have to be right because that's what my political party says. It's funny because it's interesting to me how so many people can align on so many, like 26 issues. It's like, yep, we're all over here, or yep, we're all over here. And I'm like, no, I'm here. I'm like right in the middle here. I'm over here. And I think we need more free thinkers. We need more people to look at everything critically and be like, and question everything, even from your own political party. Question it. Do I really believe this? Do I have to believe on all these other issues just because I want gun rights, or I don't want abortion, but I can't be this because it's just I love independence. I love our Declaration of Independence, and this is me basically saying, hey, we need more people saying, I declare independence. I declare it now, and away with parties. Our first president George Washington, even warned against political parties, and I called our Senator Rob Portman. I didn't actually get to talk to him, but I talked to his head secretary. And I said, why aren't you running again? Because even though he's a Republican, I respect the man, and I respect Democrats and in Republicans. No matter what party you're at, Green Party, any party, you come to the table and you have respect for me because you're trying to make this country better. And we're having the discussion. So I asked him, why isn't he running again? Because I like the guy. He lives down the street. He lives in Terrace Park or wherever. And with the answer I got from her, his secretary, not actually from him, was everything's so divided now. Everything you can't get anything done. There's no one in the middle. So I want to be a centrist. I believe that to get things done nowadays, in my opinion, we need to be a little bit right fiscally and a little bit left socially, but bring people together, bring people to the middle, and keep talking about things. But it's my understanding that in Washington, that it's become very polarized. But I have talked to Brad Winstrip too personally. I went to his office, talked to him for an hour, and he says, and I get this too because I was a news reporter. We blow things up in the media, and that's what gets us paid or whatever. When there was when the summer comes out, I remember doing a story on lawnmower safety, and we had the music, dun, 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 what you and your family need to know to keep you safe from your lawnmower this summer. We do stuff like that, just to scare people. And talking to Brad Winstrip, he made it clear to me that, hey, when we go in and we talk, a lot of people are friends, and on Capitol Hill. We disagree, but we do it amicably. And then when it gets out in the media, they blow it all up. But I thought that was a really cool and unique perspective. I have so much respect for Brad Winstrip, and I had a great meeting with him. We disagreed on a lot of stuff, and we agree on a lot of stuff. But at the end of the day, we can shake hands and say, "Hey, it's good to be an American because we're free, baby." And that's what I'm all about. So anyway, because I'm a wannabe politician, I talk a lot. So Kevin, tell me to shut up every now and again.
Shut up, man.
Just realized I probably talked for about 20 minutes straight. I ramble.
No. I appreciate it. This is your time to shine. It's all you. And that there's a lot of good points that you made right there. And it's a lot of the reasons why I started this channel was just to know more about what is going on at a local and state level. Because to your point, I feel like everyone knows what's going on at a federal level. And at a federal level, if any level, it is completely divided. It's just one party or the next, and there's no in between. We can see that with the debate ceiling and the things that are going on currently. And at a local level and a state level, this is where we live.
This is where it's most important.
Yes.
The local level is what's most important. And that's what people normally don't pay attention to.
Don't know about. A lot of people don't even know that there's an election coming up November 2nd, 2021. And we need to get out there and vote. And only 20%, I'm being told, only 20% of the registered voters are going to turn out this year, which means probably only about 5 to 10% of the actual public is going to actually vote. And that's what I want to change, especially when we're talking about city council, mayors, judges, and school board members. I'm going out of my rant. I'm taking up your time. But
no, you're stuff. I'm in agreement with you.
You're affecting the next 4 years of what that's going to look like. Do you want just 5% of the public to affect that change? Anyway,
why you got to vote?
We're going on. We're going to move on. Back to you. The second issue you have, we're going to try to make this a little bit quicker than the first one, but the safety of all Cincinnatians. What do you mean by this, and what do you intend to do?
Yeah, so, well, I'm pro police and I'm pro Black Lives Matter. I have a Black Lives Matter sign in my front yard, but also if the police were to ask me for night vision goggle cameras to make their job easier, I would, well, maybe not that, but I would want to provide them with every opportunity to keep us safe. I don't know how we could function as a society without our police. So I'm thankful for our police. I met a lot of them at the Fraternal Order of Police a month or so ago, and so when I'm on council, I'll do everything I can to keep us safe, but also keep an open mind because I work on my own prejudices every day, and I want to get rid of them all, and I want to be a champion for the community on all levels, for for police, for different sections, cross sections of Cincinnati and all around. So,
sure. Perfect. And you also talk about doing a booming our Cincinnati economy. What do you mean by that? What do you think needs to be changed with the Cincinnati economy?
well, I've seen what great leadership looks like. I've worked for a large company, a large logistics company here in Cincinnati that has about 6,000 employees. The city of Cincinnati has about 6,000 employees. And I would like to take that no-nonsense leadership approach that I've seen work wonders for a multi-million-dollar business right here in this area and apply it to the city of Cincinnati. And by the way, in the business world, things are instant. We have apps now where drivers, for example, in logistics, take a picture of a clean bill of lading, upload it, and get paid the same day. Efficiencies and no nonsense. If there's a problem or something causes even a hint of slowness, it is snuffed out immediately and it's tackled. In the business world, problems are solved so quickly. And I want to work on finding ways that we can speed up services on all levels by listening to city employees and the public that deal with any sort of slowness day to day, and work to find efficiencies. I hate slow. I guess it comes back to being a runner. I was on the cross country team, and I was the captain for the NKU cross country team and track team, and everything had to be fast all the time. There was no excuse for being slow, and same in business and government, in my opinion. But I've done a lot of work with the Regional Chamber of Commerce. I was a member of Sea Change Class 8, which is a young leadership society. And one of our main projects at the end of it was how can we lift Cincinnati's economy? How can we get more people, young professionals to move here, to plant here, to want to build their families here? Yeah. And those are questions that I want to ask every day and find out the answers to. And the other thing is too, I don't know all the answers to everything, but I do know that treating people with respect on a day-to-day basis and listening and keeping an open mind is going to be the key to how we move the city forward.
Cool. So you touched on a little bit of the technology advancements, which is your point number 4 that you kind of went into. And I don't know if you want to elaborate any more on that, but I don't think anybody can disagree with you that typically governments are much slower than the private sector on just about every single level that I can personally think of.
Yeah, so I mean, just an example of that is this is the Hamilton County, but I just moved from Silverton to Pleasant Ridge about a year ago. I lived in Silverton for about 12 years. It's a great city, and moved about half a mile here in Pleasant Ridge. So now I'm in the city of Cincinnati, and I get to run for city council because I've been here. And in the process, there were a lot of paperwork with titles and there's just paperwork when you got to do that kind of stuff. And it was amazing to me that they required me to come down there and pay in cash. It was like $4.92 or I don't remember but I needed change. And I just remember being like, in business, we sign something, we take a picture, we upload it, we wire a fund or something like that. It's done. It's done in 5 minutes. Here I had to take time out of my day to go down and do that. And then there was a problem on the other. It's not the city employees' fault. It's not the county employees' fault. It's people at the very top. What can we do to make things more efficient so that the workers can get things done? And it was funny because I'm like, I have to pay cash and get this done this way. And they're like, yeah, it's just what we got to do. And they're following orders. So it just comes from leadership at the top, man. And I want to find no nonsense ways to clean this stuff up, corruption, and make things faster. This is where I'm going to live the rest of my life. I love Cincinnati, so I'd like to make it as good as it can possibly be for myself and for everybody, and for my family. So
awesome. No, I appreciate you sharing that with me. So you also talk a little bit about basic services that are met for everyone, and you want to make sure everything is exceeded. But I also want to lump that in with, I think that'll go along with your addressing affordable housing. What are these basic services that we would need, and how would you address affordable housing?
Yeah, so with affordable housing, and you can probably hear the kittens, they're calling for their mom. Do you hear them every now and again?
I can't hear that. Okay,
you're good.
You're good.
Yeah, they keep mewing and it's cute, but so sorry if you keep hearing that. But
No,
my
it's
wife,
not.
Michelle, she's a social worker, and she has seen firsthand the need for more affordable housing, and she understands much better than I even do the huge problem that the shortage of affordable housing is. Her work as a social worker has taken her to many homes from people who are about to lose them for various reasons, and she's seen their pain firsthand. And she's come home sad and frustrated and feeling helpless because the wait lists are so long and the homes are so limited. And I admit I grew up in Madeira, which is just right over there. I come from privilege. I've never had to deal with housing insecurity. My dad was a West Pointer, a military guy. Finished his career over in Germany, came back here, worked for P&G for many years. My mom was a nurse. So I grew up without any sort of housing insecurity. I can't even imagine the amount of stress that would cause, but we need to do better. And even though I didn't support Charter Amendment Issue 3 on this last ballot, we should use some city dollars to incentivize and challenge and stimulate our philanthropic entities and banks for more help and work to find more funders from outside the city. But we need to work to obtain assistance from a federal level too, to make sure we get every dollar Cincinnatians need. But because with 300,000 people, along with a high poverty rate and a 28,000 housing unit shortage, this according to Xavier University, it's not something I just made up. We absolutely need to depend on federal programs and low-income housing tax credits. I recognize how the supporters of the Charter Amendment currently feel about City Hall not doing enough. We haven't had a wide-ranging affordable housing strategy here in the city of Cincinnati. AFTAB's pointed that out. Menne's working on it too. And the effects are evident. But yeah, so I want to keep listening. I've kind of racked my brain about different ways and strategies we can fix it, and I want to continue to do that. But I admit I don't have one solution, one fix-all. It's just a lot of ideas that I would like to talk about with other city leaders and see if we can figure something out. So
good deal. I appreciate that. So your sixth topic that you have on here is stop wasteful spending, and I think you jumped into this a lot, and you want to run it more like a business and not like a charity. And the seventh one was like unifying our communities on social issues. You kind of dabbled into both of these issues in your prior statements that you made, but is there anything else that you want to highlight that you think the viewers will get more from what you're talking about here?
Yeah, so I mean, I want to work as hard as I can to make Cincinnati the next tech hub for young professionals. Again, my work in Sea Change with the Cincinnati Regional Chamber of Commerce has helped me prepare for this. We need there's a great need for more workers and experience in cybersecurity, IT support, cloud data, database management experts, and I'll vote for legislation that will maintain a pro-business atmosphere where the cost of doing business in Cincinnati remains low. We need businesses to invest in our city and create new jobs so that we can grow. Also, I want to make sure everyone knows that I'll be voting no on the property tax increase this November. I love that they're putting some ideas out there, and I would say keep the ideas coming, but increasing property taxes after coming off of last year's pandemic, I believe, is a bad idea. Cincinnatians are taxed enough, and I'm going to fight against taxpayer money being spent on pet projects, and I'm going to fight to keep our city earnings tax as low as I possibly can.
Yeah, good to know. Your eighth topic that you have on here is redeclaring war on drugs. You hate drugs with a passion. Tell me what you would like to do around this.
I don't know how I can dive more into that. Really, but
it's pretty straightforward.
I hate drugs. I hate them. When I lived in Silverton, even here in Pleasant Ridge, occasionally I've got two daughters, 3 and 6 years old. I've seen people shoot up, and it's just terrible for humanity. And what do? You want to rehabilitate folks and everyone deserves a second chance, yes, but man, we have to be hard on drugs. The moment we let up, the moment it just starts to
Sure.
burst out, I don't know what we can do. I mean, but I do know that it comes back to police and policing and standing behind our police officers and relying on tips from the community. So I know I just hate drugs. I don't know. That's it. I don't have anything else. I hate it.
I think it starts mainly for me. It starts in the classroom. It starts with our kids and teaching them the difference and getting them educated around that. Because I agree with you. I don't think that there's too many people out there that are passionate about drugs. But
yeah. And one other thing that kind of affects me too is, my grandfather, he was in Patton's army, and he went over in World War II, marched through, Germany, ended the war, and he actually met a Nazi nurse over there, married her, brought her back to the States, and they had my mom. So because of that, there is love that can be found anywhere. But the point I'm going to is he had a really tough time with the war, and he used some alcohol, and it ultimately ended up taking his life. And because of that, I never got to meet my grandpa, and it just sucks. I would have loved to have asked him more questions, but I know how drugs and alcohol can you lose people, and they go away and they die, or you lose them to drugs, and it sucks. And I don't know the answer, but I know that there's a lot of pain there, and there's pain on both sides, from the users and from the people that are they're watching their family go down the tubes. But I just really wish I could have met my grandpa, and I want a lot of people to grow up and not use drugs so that they can live a long, happy, fulfilling life. And we just need to protect our police officers, give them the tools that they need to do their job, so that they can help find people that do this, so that we can get them help and hopefully tackle drugs. But I hate drugs and alcohol.
yeah,
Every now and again I'll have a beer or whatever, but I just hate losing people to drugs and alcohol.
I can definitely feel your emotion on that one and your passion towards that, and I hope you can create some change that is well needed in that area. To a lighter subject, let's talk a little bit about going green whenever possible. What does this mean and look like to Andrew?
Yeah, I don't have anything in that. Normally I can talk your ear off, but I think global warming is real, and I've been in logistics, so the last 14 years, so I haven't really dove into. That's one area that I need to educate myself more on. But I do know that we need to go green. We got to save this planet. We gotta do everything we can to not. We just got to save the planet. So I don't know the answer to that, but I want to listen and I want to educate myself more on what people think and what ideas we can use to take this city more green. And so I'm open there.
Awesome. Well, I like the green philosophy. I agree with it. I think it's you say whenever possible. I think that in some cases it's good, in other cases it's not necessarily efficient for the business or the homeowners. So I don't know that it's the best situation for everyone, but just curious to see where that goes with that. So
yeah, we could turn off all the lights, just turn everything, then we could go totally green.
I can't turn off.
Walk and bike everywhere.
I need a new YouTube channel, man.
But no, there's a happy medium, and that's why it goes back to the tension thing, man. Yeah. There's tension on both sides, and in the middle, there's a happy medium, and I think we can find that. So,
well, awesome. I've got through all my issues that I wanted to talk to. Now, I do want to say it's been a ton of fun having you on to this channel, and I appreciate your support with this. And I wish you the best of luck in the council race. And as I do with all my candidates, I leave you with the final thoughts. Now, I do mind you, I try to keep these between 20 minutes and 45 minutes. Now, I'm flicking through your website here, and I feel like you could go on for days. So I might have to cut you off.
That's why I encourage people to go to my website. So
you'll be the first one that I have to cut off. And I would say, dabbled on 1% of what is actually on your website. So the time is
yours. Yeah, I should just make it a book or something. But the other thing is too, the other thing I want to make sure when people go in there, they read my page, that's just where I'm at right now. And I'm open-minded, and I don't look at any single issue as this is the way it's gotta be. It's the tension. I could be wrong on some things, and I admit that as a politician. And I want to work through that tension and keep listening and seeing, because on certain issues I could go this way and that way, or just boom, or I'm a constant learner, I guess I should say, and sometimes I hear new things that make me go, huh, I never thought about it that way. And I'm glad. And I hate it when politicians are like, they hear something that's a good argument on the other side, and they're like, damn, I don't like that anyway. And they just try to, and I'm like, I'll be like, yeah, that's a good point. Maybe I'm wrong. So, but anyway, there I go blabbing again. But final thoughts, right?
Final thoughts. So,
Kevin, basically, the mission of the city of Cincinnati is simple. It's to provide efficient, effective services that will make Cincinnati a better place in which to live, work, and play. And many are understandably frustrated and upset with the way some of our elected officials have conducted business in our city hall lately. I share many of those same feelings, and that is a major factor in why I'm running. But my message to Cincinnatians is this: don't overestimate what can at times seem like a mountain in front of us. We have the opportunity to take Cincinnati in the direction we want it to go, a direction leading back to civility and integrity, a direction with transparency and kindness, optimism and vigor, and a can-do attitude. This next council could be the youngest council we've ever had, a direction of restoring trust, unity, and hope for a better tomorrow for all of us in the city. It's up to us, and we can do this. And when I think about the people of the great city, I'm filled with so much pride and hope. I'm filled with so much excitement about our future. What I want for your family and your business and your dreams is also what I want for my family across Cincinnati. What I want for my own family is what I want for your family. A bright future. I'm more energized than ever. Can you tell, Kevin? I'm more energized than ever to work to make Cincinnati even better than it already is. It's about effective youth programs. It's about senior services. It's about more job creation, safe neighborhoods, so our businesses and families can flourish. I believe the city leaders of tomorrow will simply and effectively empower and encourage one another. And my dream is about bringing Cincinnatians together in order to solve problems and make Cincinnati the greatest city it can possibly be. My vision is to make it so that every family, regardless of race, background, socioeconomic status, or circumstance, wants to be here in this town of ours, because they know that in Cincinnati, everyone has the opportunity to succeed and thrive, and that we're all rooting for one another. That's my dream anyway. Everyone is equal, and we are all on the same team. For me, working for Cincinnati families, ridding City Hall of corruption, fighting to make a more prosperous Cincinnati, a more united Cincinnati, a better educated Cincinnati, and a more peaceful Cincinnati. And by the way, I'm against school vouchers, but that's another story. I could talk your ear off about that. But more peaceful Cincinnati. But none of that stuff will ever be just a job to me. It's my passion and my mission. And Kevin, again, I thank you for making this channel, and I thank you for having me on today, and thank you for having Ellie and little Cindy on here too today. So I'll leave you with that. Kittens and politicians. There you go.
Well, I don't think anybody can disagree. You got a lot of passion, you got a lot of energy, and a lot of enthusiasm. I think that's great. Again, I appreciate your support. Voteforkennedy.org if you want to learn more about Andrew. With that,
And Cindy.
and Cindy, the dog too. Don't forget the dog. With that, if you like this content and if you want to learn more about the Cincinnati City Council candidates or about the candidates that are running for school board, judges, mayors, please hit that subscribe button. And if you like what Andrew had to say, give him the thumbs up. If you didn't like what he had to say, you can give him the thumbs down. I'm not doing this for the YouTube algorithm. I'm doing this for Cincinnati. But more importantly, tell us why you disagree with him. So please, and if you want to leave a comment for Andrew, please make it respectful and constructive, if at all possible. And with that, go out there, be happy, be positive, and until the next video. Thank you, Andrew.
Oh, listen to Kevin. You can rip me to shreds if you want to. Let her rip. Let her rip in the comments.
You got it. God,
I can take it. Hey, it's all about accountability. I want to be held accountable and to the highest standard, and I can take it. People dish it out because I want to know. But Kevin, you're the best. I appreciate it. This has been a lot of fun. This has been great.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Andrew.
See ya.